It all starts here with the official record. This is a police report, and as you can see, it's heavily redacted. Just lines of black ink where names, details, and maybe the truth used to be. And this is just a single page from an absolute mountain of documents.
So, in this explainer, we're going to examine the court documents related to Jeffrey Epstein that were recently unsealed. Now, we're not here to speculate. Our goal is to look directly at what the official record actually says, page by page. You see, for years, thousands upon thousands of pages of documents. We're talking depositions, motions, evidence, all of it connected to this case was kept under seal. It was deliberately hidden from public view. And that really is the central question, isn't it? Today, we're not going to be looking at news reports or commentary. We're going to look inside the files themselves to try and understand what they contain, what they reveal, and what they might still be concealing.
Okay, so where do we even begin? Well, we have to start with the foundation of the entire legal battle, the formal allegations. This is the official language pulled directly from court filings that set this whole thing in motion.
This right here is an excerpt taken directly from a motion filed in the case. Now, the language it's clinical, it's legalistic, but the claim it's making is devastatingly clear. It describes the alleged targeting of a minor. And these documents don't just allege abuse in one place. They lay out a vast geographical scope, suggesting a really coordinated effort. The allegations aren't confined to a single location. They span multiple properties across the country and even internationally. So, here's the crucial point. When you actually read through all the filings, the picture that starts to emerge is one of a systematic operation. This is the central claim that prosecutors, investigators, and attorneys were trying to prove or disprove. All right, so now we move from the allegations to the testimony. We're getting into the core of the unsealed record here, the deposition transcripts. This is where key figures were questioned under oath, with every single word recorded by a court reporter. So here's a direct question put to Johanna Schoberg, who was one of Epstein's employees. The question really cuts to the heart of the matter, the alleged recruitment of other young women.
And this is it, right from the official record, page 141 of her sworn testimony. The question is completely unambiguous.
Her answer, also under oath, is just as direct. Yes. And she doesn't stop there. She then provides a specific detail about being paid for it. This is what sworn testimony looks like when a direct question gets a direct answer. Now, let's contrast that with the testimony of Ghislaine Maxwell. Here she is, being asked a similarly direct question about her interactions with Johanna Schoberg.
What's really interesting here is that it reveals a recurring pattern, something we see over and over again for hundreds of pages in her testimony. Just listen to this exchange.
So you notice what happened there? The answer isn't a no. It's a statement of non-recollection. This very specific, evasive phrasing, it appears again and again, creating a record not of denial, but of professed memory loss. But, evasive answers were only one tool being used. The search for information was also met with this just solid wall of legal objections, which prevented key questions from being answered at all. Here's another question posed directly to Maxwell during her deposition. It's a critical question, right? It goes straight to the heart of the allegations.
And this is what happened next, repeatedly. Before Maxwell can even answer, her attorney, Mr. Pugliuca, he intervenes.
And that is the legal machinery in action. The witness is explicitly instructed by her own counsel not to answer the question. The reason isn't even given on this line. The instruction is just issued, and the record simply reflects that the question went unanswered.
And throughout the files, you see these legal tools used time and again. Objections to the way a question is phrased, claims of privilege, asserting the right against self-incrimination, or simply a lawyer's instruction. Each one is a roadblock, effectively stopping a line of inquiry dead in its tracks.
So all of this, the testimony, the objections, the allegations, brings us to the larger battle. Because for years, all of this was hidden, and there was a major legal fight over whether the public had any right to see it.
The legal tug-of-war here was complex. On one side, you had some very legitimate arguments about protecting the privacy of victims and confidential legal communications. On the other side, you had the fundamental principle that court proceedings should be open to the public, which is a cornerstone of the First Amendment.
And ultimately, after years of legal challenges, the courts ruled in favor of transparency. The files were ordered unsealed.
And what they reveal is a fragmented, heavily contested record, a story told in blacked-out lines, and unanswered questions.
Looking at the official record provides very few simple answers. Instead, it really just reveals the mechanics of how truth can be obscured. The files are unsealed, but the full story is far from complete.